And according to the American Psychological Association, substance abuse has increased during the pandemic, but there are resources available to help those who want a way out of addiction. And our Amy Paffrath joins us now to share the story of how one organization is helping people on the road to recovery. Good morning.
Amy!
Good morning, Renee. Hey, Melvin. Andy Short grew up in Boston, and it was there that he faced his own addiction and began to get a handle on it. He moved to SoCal just last August, but he's already found his community by being a leader, inspiring others to stay sober, and helping to launch the LA chapter of the Phoenix.
Physical activity allows us to find flow. For Andy Short, his sport of choice is biking.
For me, when I'm on the bike, I'm free, man. Like, I'm just focused on that, and that is my world. And like, I just need to get to the next spot and like try not to like fall off on my way. And it's kind of a good life metaphor, you know?
It is a great life metaphor because in Andy's case, he's been working to hold on to the handlebars of sobriety for nearly 11 years. While attending college in Boston, he found that using marijuana and alcohol was negatively affecting his life.
I got to a place where I was really, really depressed and like couldn't see my way out of that. And I finally asked for help my sophomore year of college. And I got the help.
He took the help, and in 2016, he found The Phoenix, an organization that offers free fitness classes to people in the sober community.
It just made intuitive sense to me. I'm like, oh yeah, like sobriety, like physical health, like community, you know, those three things together just, I mean, it saved my life.
Andy's own journey led him to understand it's not always about getting sober, it's about staying sober.
I needed to replace that, you know, it wasn't enough to just like cut it out, like do Lent, you know, and like be like giving it up for 40 days or 30, however long Lent is. I'm a lapsed Catholic.
His life changed dramatically when he replaced substances with mindful activities. Now Andy's doing things that pump up his own ego and inspire others to discover their potential too.
I got sober, I was 300 pounds, and the last sport I played was t-ball. A year and a half ago, I did like 300-mile days in a row on a bike, you know, and so like, I know you can go from there to there. You know, like I know you can, and I've done it. And that's not, it's like a little bit of a brag, but mostly it's to say like, you can be an example.
He's leading by example as program manager at the Phoenix, guiding weekly sober rides like this one. It's not 100% selfless, but he's found purpose in being of service.
To be a little selfish about it, that's a big part of what keeps me sober is service to others. I was not oriented that way. Like when I got sober, like I had no interest in really helping people, honestly. And what I found is like, that's the thing that brings me the most joy.
Andy says it's exciting to steer others down the road less traveled.
You know, your life's not over because you're sober. It's actually just beginning. And if you let go of kind of the idea of what makes you happy and what your life can be, like you'll just be blown away.
And there's nothing like riding off into the sunset to make you appreciate being alive.
The Phoenix is a national sober active community that offers everything from virtual to support to in-person classes and group activities free of charge every day of the week. All that's required is 48 hours of sobriety to join. They believe that the barrier to sober living should be non-existent. Check out more at thephoenix.org.
It's such a great example, too, about the power of community, right? Because you don't walk alone, because you're with others who share your experience. It's such a beautiful report, Amy, as always.
And these activities are free to everyone who participates. So how is this program being funded?
That's right, Renee. Members are never asked to contribute. Rather, the equipment and resources needed to do everything from biking to boxing is made possible through grants and the fundraising efforts of their foundation. Andy says they've got enough seed money for LA for the next 5 years, so they are firmly established and here to stay and just building upon that community that they have. You can follow along on Instagram at Rise, Recover, Live if you want some more information.
Amy, thank you so much.
My pleasure.